The double whammy, folks. Might even be more whammies than what I can think of. So this one here, we just did a previous video doing the valve covers. I told you guys, oh, we're gonna do the timing belt and something. I told you something in that video, but it was a long time ago. Put a new air box in it, aftermarket. Anyhow, our alignment rack broke again. Challenger alignment rack, the biggest waste of $25,000 I've ever spent in my life. In 5 years, that thing has spent more time broken than it does working. That's not true, I'm just being cynical, but it does break a lot to the point it's annoying, like super annoying. Like some regrets there buying that. Anyhow, I say that to say this, that my boy Josh has been working over here with me, so I haven't been recording anything this week while we're waiting on parts for the alignment rack that they so graciously send on the slowest route possible. So I haven't been recording, so I didn't record the timing job. Anyhow, I'm over here, I'm riding the struggle bus around a little bit, and I'm having a hard time getting the crank pulley out. Done these in the past. I'm not stupid. I know you have to pull the radiator to get an impact gun in there to, get the bolt out, but instead I'm trying every method except wasting the 5 minutes it takes to pull the radiator. Well, guess what? Guess what it cost me? A radiator. Who would have thought? This guy did. When I was trying to get the crank pulley busted loose, I had the pins in it, I had the bar in it, trying to crack it loose. My bar slipped, came over and dink, just barely touched the radiator. But you guys remember, I made a video one time, said, hey, if you're ever working around a radiator, don't be an idiot. Put a piece of cardboard in front of it, blah, 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 do as I say. That kind of stuff. I looked at the radiator, didn't see a mark on it, but there was. So here we are. I broke the customer's radiator. Now I've got to eat that, so that's one whammy. The second whammy is, I ordered it yesterday on my day of work, the day we're normally open. Ordered at 8 o'clock in the morning from the parts store. I said, great, we'll have it midday. Midday came and went about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. No radiator. I call them, they're like, oh yeah, that didn't ship. That's whammy number 2. So now you gotta work on your day off. So here we are. Those are the couple whammies. 3 of them, I guess it is so far. We'll think of more on the way. I guess on the plus side, you guys get a video now. What do we title it? How to lose money in the repair shop. The guy at the parts store said I'm the only one that would ever do this. He said most shops would be in there buying some JB weld. And then I said, do you think that'll work? I didn't say that. I thought it though. But I don't think it would work, at least not for a while. I wish it was back in the day, we'll say. Back in the day, copper core radiators, when I just give that core a pinch and a little bit of solder and we'd move on with life, but here we are. I already drained the system in case you can't tell by the lack of coolant, because I put 2.5 gallons of fresh coolant in it because we did a water pump. And I didn't want to have to eat everything. So I got a clean bucket, I let it drizzle out overnight. Pull the fan shroud, we're gonna leave the fan on. Toyota does some great stuff with their fan shrouds that allows them to be removed with the fan on. Got some good thinkers there at the Toyota plant, or whatever you want to call it. Because I'll show you here. I'd move the camera, but this is a low cost production. I'm reaching down, giving it a hug. There's these metal clips on the side of the shroud. You pop these off and then the bottom half of the shroud comes off. But I just dropped a clip into no man's land. Down here in no man's land, I did find the clip resting quietly on the frame. A little clip right here on the bottom of the shroud. That houses one of the trans cooler lines. Lower rad hose. Couldn't be much in it. Like I said, I had to peacock out overnight, draining into a clean bucket. So there shouldn't be much here, hopefully. Not much at all. That's pretty much textbook right there. That's textbook. Stick this over here out the way. Got some of these. Slide that clamp back. Grab the clamp, slide it back. That's a little song I made up. There's that. Let's grab a different pair of pliers. These should be loose already. They've been off once. Oh, because at the end of the day, you end up removing the radiator to get the crank bolt out. So I guess that's the end of the story. Hose pinch pliers are not just for brake hoses. We can use them on transmission cooler lines as well. These are probably gonna pee all over. Not bad, not bad at all. There's that one. Get our tray out of the way here. There's that one pee-peeing on the ground. We'll get this one. Just pretend that is going into a bucket. Again, a low-cost production, so imagine looking up into this area and seeing a bolt about like that. All while closing your eyes so you don't see the license plate. And then there's gonna be 4 of these, and that holds the radiator in. So we're gonna just sneak those out where we have it at a convenient height. There's one there, and then there's one up in here. I don't know if we're in camera frame still, are we? A little bit. Mother! We have to revisit no man's land and find that because we elected to use this kind of swivel, which will definitely send it spinning into the next county. Okay, 2.69 hours later, we found the bolt we sent flying. Sitting on top of the fog light is where it was, in the front bumper cover. Now, instead of making an adult decision and getting a different socket, we're going to keep using the bolt thrower. We're gonna come up in this joint, hopefully. You're probably supposed to remove the entire front of the vehicle. I'm not sure the actual process of this. That bolt is out, and then you very carefully weave her back through the maze. Don't drop it, Rocco. There it is, number 3. And then again, we're going to the other side. Hey, that guy. Very dangerous being down here on your day off, just FYI. Oh, my pull-out game is strong. There it is. There's the 4th one. Didn't even drop it. Well, we dropped 25% of them anyhow. But we're good now. That's it. We're almost done. Let's yank this baby up and out of here. Speaking of raw and uncut.
Oh my goodness.
Look at this beauty queen.
Wow, thank you.
You didn't even dress up for us today, huh? This is your day off. You just give up on life.
I didn't dress to be in a video.
Well, here we are. Oh. You're doing a great job, by the way.
And my hair is falling down and I can't fix it.
Give it like a...
You want to come fix it for me?
Do you want me to turn on the fan
Oh,
and you stand
no,
in front of it and be like,
regular.
run in place or something? We're not making a TikTok here. At this point, I assume you could lift the radiator out, leaving the fan shroud attached, assuming you removed the little plastic hula hoop from the bottom, which is this thing here, which we took the clips off from. I was going to show you once I get it out, but I didn't. But we're not gonna. It's only 4 bolts. Mrs. O came in today on her day off because she is the
landscaper?
Well, I was gonna say like the sole I could not go with the words this morning. She's like the CEO of the South Main Auto Beautification Committee. and she's the only one on the board. She keeps this place looking nice, looking like it has a woman's touch. Right, Vanessa?
AKA there'd be no flowers if there was no woman.
There would be no flowers. Place would be a dump if I ran it. Everything would be beige. Right?
Probably.
Probably. All right, there's the 4 bolts that hold the shroud in place. And due to genius engineering, it can be removed without removing the fan. Could you imagine if Chevrolet did something like that? It'd blow my mind. But they don't. So let's quit pretending. And at this point, another genius engineering, like you're saying to yourself, Eric, how does that radiator stay in there with all the bolts on it? That's a good question. That's because somebody thought about it. And it has little hookies on the back side of the frame. These little hookies up here. See, just outside your camera. You can't see it, but there's little hooks on the frame. You stick that little hooker right in there and you boop, boop, and it stays right put. That's it. Let's get the new one. There's that. Let me open up this box. Had to get it from our friends at FVP, or I don't know the name of the place. It changes names so much we don't even know anymore. I don't know the name of it. FMP, Factory Motor Parts, I think it is now. Boom. Make sure that's in the cord. So it has the metal framework on it with the little hookies. It has some warning stickers we don't need to read. Has some of these, has one of those, a couple of these. Boom. I think she's ready to slip right in. Right after. I thought we were gonna have to put these on. I know I've done some Toyotas in the past and you've had to transfer these. Take a couple bolts out and bing bang boom. Okay, let's line up the little hookies. A little bit of luck, they'll line up. Look at that, they did. Don't go putting your fan shroud on or anything stupid yet. Ooh, there's that. 10-4. Let's make sure the radiator can bolt in first, and then we'll go from there. I don't want to get all excited. Rarely does an aftermarket radiator work well. I'm not going to show you all of these, but I'll show you one of the 4. Channel your inner Meemaw. Get yourself a little piece of hanky. Take your hanky, stick it over the bolt head. Boom, boom. Go ahead and try to shake this man. Take 2. You want to get a little piece of hanky, stick it over your bolt, stick their bolt in there. Go ahead and try. Oh, you know why? Wrong bolt. Thinks so. It's these bolts. So you want to get a little piece of hanky, one that's not. I need to go home and cry. Stick it in there. Go ahead and try to shake that out of there. That's what we're trying to do. What's up?
I got a tool tip.
You got a free tool tip? Mm-hmm. Well, let's move the camera over and see. Oh, I see you did your hair for us. Nice.
I did. Here you go. If you don't have a shovel, you can use a screwdriver.
That's your tool tip?
Yeah, I used your screwdriver.
We call them pry drivers because we don't use them for screws.
I use them for digging in the dirt.
I don't know who uses them for screws. Where is there that screw on a car besides a hose clamp? Yet we have like.
What about right here?
37.
What?
Those
right here. Look at this. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna turn.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you don't work on cars. I don't think anybody.
Scratcher.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna end up making me bleed.
How about a poker?
No, last time you freaking poked me, I was bleeding. You remember?
You deserved it, you cheater.
I wasn't cheating. Son of a... Dude, what kind of bad juju is this guy? Oh, the bolt stayed. Never mind. That's good. I just dropped the hanky. There we go. So that one started. I wasn't cheating. Besides, you stabbed me.
You cheated. You deserved it. That 1 point cost you a stab.
You stabbed me in front of everybody. Through 2 layers of clothes. Through a sweatshirt, through a t-shirt, and I was bleeding.
Do they know how whiny?
Huh?
Do they know how whiny you are?
They don't
do
know
now.
that Chinese is my second language.
They do know.
Wasn't white, so you could have killed me.
I would have had to stab you a lot harder.
Your blood. I was crying. You hurt my feelings that day.
Yeah? Sounds like they're still hurting.
Okay, somebody here. Okay, good. So that's how you put in the 1 bolt. Do this trick. Use the right bolt, and it will work just fine. So this is kind of bizarre. Every bolt hole lined up. Like good enough to reach in and start them by hand. So that's super weird. Was not expecting that. But hey, we're gonna take it though, I'll tell you that. Just gonna throw some of this stuff on while we're down here. Line that back up precisely. If you know, you know. It has little to do with the sealing effect of it, but it has a lot to do with the car show aspect of it. Always about the car show. There is a skid plate that goes here. I pulled that off yesterday. Perhaps we've already spoke of that. In case we haven't, we did. And in case we did, we did again. Make sure your peacock is closed. Even if the radiator's new, you never know. You just never know. Oh, we're not in the clear yet. Those 4 bolts lined up, but will these 4 bolts line up? That is the next question. Oh, and your little half plastic thing down there in the bottom. I mean, at this point, you've got it figured out, but it clicks into that hole. It clicks into that hole. It sits out here on this outside edge, and those metal clips retain over top of it. But at this point, you know. You already know. Because you're done. So we'll very gingerly slide that back down, not jamming it through the radiator core like an idiot. And then grab one of the 4 bolts that you tried using in your demonstration previously and start lining those up. And if all of these line up, well, I don't know. I can't think of something positive to say because I will also be shocked if these line up. Very, very rare circumstance going on here. I might become a brand ambassador for FMP. Probably not, but I will be shocked. Wow, 3 out of 4, old son. 3 out of 4. Bruh, I think we're in. Hallelujah, look at that. All 4 of them started without even fiddling. No cutting of the plastic. Ginger on those, they're just plastic. One, 2, 3, 4. Wow, wow, wow. This one goes like this. This was previously labeled R and E because the hose looks very similar. And I was afraid I was going to set it down when I did the initial job. So I label stuff a lot. Sometimes people ask, like, how do you keep track of where things go and this and that? Sometimes labeling, sometimes sticking stuff in little bags. Sometimes you've done the job 900,000 times, so you just know. Sometimes we take a picture. Most of the time it's just memory. But that's been getting shorter as I get older. And sometimes it's just a sense of wonder. You sit there and stare and wonder, where did that bolt come from? Where did you come from, little bolt? I don't know why. She must be a little thick girl. You're thick. There we go. Now that one, we need to find a radiator cap. We need to slip this back in. We still have the skiddy off so we can go underneath, but I'll pretend like, there we go, we got that piece in. And then fill it up with the juice. We'll get a spill-free funnel because our fluid's in a 5-gallon bucket. Before you put skiddy back on there, hook your trans line back up. Make sure everything's cool here. Everything's lined up for the show. That's what your metal clips look like on the little half moon shaped thing there. And then that's what that looks like when it's all installed as it should be. And then one of those clips is also over here on this side, obviously. Way up in, oh, good thing we came in and looked at it because I didn't get her clipped all the way. Oh, there it is, I just heard her click. Boom, let's verify that. Boom, there it is. Good thing we double checked our work. You want to see the carnage? You want to see what just cost me a couple hundies? Right there, old son. That's what I did. That's the damage I inflicted on this customer's car. Unintentional, of course. And that's all it took. One little flick. You know, like, that's not for me. None of the other stuff down there is for me. That's my problem right there. Little game of whack fudge, I call it. Whack fudge! You know what I mean? But that's it. One little screw up like that costs you a couple hundies. When you only made a couple hundies doing the whole job, you get my point. However, at the end of it all, if this is the worst thing that happens to me for a while, we're doing good. Whoa, dude. Don't even. And the fact of the matter is, prior to the one bad thing happening, 99 other things went right. Sometimes it's hard to look at it in a different perspective, especially when you have me pissing and moaning through 90% of it. Am I right? Now we just need to find the correct adapter from the adapter kit. I do, as a matter of fact. Oh, a lot of you didn't just see that comment. People were asking down there in the comment section if I have a vacuum fill. Why don't you use your vacuum fill? Actually, I have a couple of them. And I do use it on occasions on cars that are troublesome. This design is not inherently troublesome for heater core blockage, you know, getting air stuck in, I say the heater core because it seems to be where it gets stuck, but you know, and I think of that because I look back here at this heater valve on the back, which is cable controlled, which shuts off the heater core and is at a higher point of the radiator. But this design doesn't typically have problems getting airlocked. Plus, if I get it out, then I got to clean it, put it away, and get out a hose and turn on the air compressor, and yada yada yada, da 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 da. And with this, you know if you got it sealed up. Because if it's gurgling like that, she's sealed up. If it's not gurgling and it's going down really quick, you got a big old leak. You can stick a little piece of rubber hose down in there to keep it from doing this. And yes, this was a clean bucket before I started. I'm not a scumbag. But I just put all this coolant in, like 2.5 gallons of coolant, because we did the water pump. And the thermostat, all A's in parts. Truck's got about 300K on her. That's it, our bucket's empty. Ta-da! Maybe we got some more coolant. Be right back. Rain, rain, rain. Okay, just a tiny bit there. Didn't take much extra. Get the cap. Cap's still on the other radiator. There's that. Need just a whisper in here. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Seems good. Let's cross our fingers. Ooh, that's a good one. Another good one. Get this rag. Got a couple drops on top of my bandos. With them, I'll put 3 brand new bando made in America. America. Stand by. Oh, scared me. We wait. Now all we have left to do is let that thing warm up. Got junk laying out. We've got to just go around and just clean some stuff up around this place. Just couldn't leave it alone, could you, Eric? Here we are. Maybe this is why things like this radiator happen to me. I don't know. I'm also thinking about suspenders. As I get older, my gut gets bigger, my butt gets smaller, my pants tend to fall down. And belts aren't working anymore. Not sure. I'm turning into that guy. Get off my lawn. I'm needing some suspenders. And I've got thick glasses. I see where this is going. I want to see where you guys go in that comment section. Let me know what you would do. And if you have not an avatar, an alias, we'll say, is your name, be honest. If this was in your shop, what would you have done? Honestly, the thought of the JB well didn't cross my mind until I went to the parts store and they put the idea in my mind. But what would you do? Would you pull it out, pinch it off, a little bit of heat? I don't know. I don't know what you do. I know what I did. I know what I would do. And I know what I'll do again. But I'd like to hear your thoughts. Do you eat it? Or do you just stick it to the customer? Do you jerry-rig it? Do you just pretend you didn't see it? Do you lie? What do you do? I want to know. And when you're done doing that, and if you still feel good about yourself, Insta, Facebook, you know where we're at, folks. And just remember, viewers, if I can poke a hole in the radiator and cost myself a couple undies, you can too. Thanks for watching.